It's Random Vintage Computer Finds, Episode 3.
We review old technology from games to old PCs, and don't forget the floors. Oh, get ancient electronics. We cover it all.
Alright guys, I've got an interesting one here today. So I was on Facebook Marketplace and someone was offering a free computer. They're just setting it outside on their porch and you can come by and pick it up. And this is it. I lucked out. I was the first person to grab it. So I have not looked in this thing. I have no idea what this is or what's in there. Looking at the case, my first guess would be like some kind of 8088 machine. Sorry for the lighting. I'm not in my usual spot filming this. Yeah, but my first guess would be like an 8088 machine. It has the look of like a early IBM, like a 5150. Those kind of early IBM PCs. Very 80s case. Not quite. Let's see. These are half height bays. It looks like we definitely have a hard drive here, and then we have two 5 1/4 inch drives there. No idea what the size is. No like badge on here for like like a local computer business or anything like that. Very interesting case. It has these little metal things right here. Now I think you actually press these in and it lifts up because it looks like there's a hinge here on both sides. I've never quite seen a case quite like it. Very interesting. So let me turn it around. Let's take a look on the back. Okay, so here's the back. Standard 3-prong, and then spot for the monitor. Pretty standard for this kind of case with the power supply. Looks like maybe a serial port here. I know it's dark, it's hard to see in here. This is where the keyboard port is, but it really could be anything in there. I don't know. This is pretty big right here. Like a network card, parallel port. This definitely looks like a video card. We have a 9-pin connector, and then we have two of these guys right here that look like feature connectors. Could be. I don't know what this is. Looks like definitely like a composite video, or this looks like it could be a CGA video card, but it also looks like an EGA card actually. But I don't see like a switch block on it, which is a little unusual if it's an EGA card. So I don't know. I don't know what's in here. It could be a 286. It could actually be a later board. I don't know. I'm a little excited. So let's open this guy up and see what's inside. Alright, so there is the case open. I've never seen a case quite like this before. It's almost like a car hood. It's actually really neat how this case opens up. And here we're going to take a look inside real quick. And yeah, it is. I have confirmed it is an 8088. I could tell right away with the 8-bit slots. And the CPU, let me see if I can get some light on it. So our CPU right there, it's actually an NEC V20, and there's a slot right next to it for a math coprocessor that's not populated. Now, I haven't been able to identify this board. It's definitely not like an IBM board, but I don't know, it's some kind of clone board, but I can't find any markings on it yet. It looks like it has some RAM on board. I can't really quite figure out, like that's the video card right there. It's quite long. Not sure what kind of card it is. It looks like there's one next to it that might have RAM on it. That might be some kind of memory card. There's even like a battery on it. So that's interesting. It looks like we have a network card. There's the hard drive controller, and then that's just like the this guy's the floppy controller, and then we have a good old giant hard drive here. That's a Seagate ST225, extremely common hard drive. I think 20 megabytes, pretty reliable. I wouldn't be surprised if that hard drive still worked. And then we have our two floppies. I'm guessing these are 360K drives, but I haven't confirmed that yet. Then we have our 135 watt power supply here. So yeah, not much I can do with this right now. So I guess the next step is to just, when I'm home, we'll power it up, take a look at these cards. Alright, I'm back home now. I wasn't home, but I couldn't resist opening this thing up and taking a peek. So sorry if I was speaking a little bit low, and the lighting wasn't, as good. Not that it's great here, but I just couldn't wait to get back with this thing. So I had to take a look at it. But yeah, I don't know. I've never come across a machine that opens like that. It just reminds me of like a hood from like a car. It's like I want to put some like oil in it or check the oil or something. But it's pretty cool. As far as I can tell, looking this over, I mean, obviously it's not like IBM. I don't see any like OEM badges or anything. So I think this might just be something someone put together. Like they bought all the parts separately and they pieced it together. And I don't see that as much with the older machines, like the 8088 and 286, type machines. And I mean, I'm sure part of that is just time. Like old machines, they get thrown away or destroyed or they just die. But my guess also is maybe people didn't do that as much early on, because I mean, home computers was like a new kind of thing, and everyone and their grandma wasn't computer savvy, and they were really expensive. So I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm guessing in like the early 80s, mid 80s, you didn't get as many people like piecing together their own computers as you did maybe like in the early 90s, and then because I see a lot of generic 46 builds and Pentium builds. But I don't see as many generic sort of 8088 builds, at least not that aren't put together by like some kind of local company where they put their own little badge on it. And maybe this was put together by some kind of local computer shop and the badge just was taken off or fell off. I don't know for sure, but yeah, it's it's pretty cool. So I am going to pull at least a couple of the cards to take a look at them real quick. And then I'm probably just going to plug it in and see if it actually boots. I'm really curious if this thing actually powers up. So let's take a look at some of the cards real quick. So here was that video card, and it appears to be a CGA card. So after some searching online, mostly looking at this chip here, it turns out that I believe this card is a UMC card from UMC, and I believe it's listed as the Precise 445. So this is a CGA card. I'm guessing one of them is composite out, and the other one is probably for like a light pen, but I don't know which is which. So I mean, nothing special. I think it has like 16K of memory. I think it's just kind of like a standard, like IBM CGA card clone. I don't think there's anything special about this card, but I don't know for sure. But yeah, it's like there's no markings on it or anything. There's nothing to identify it as, a Precise 445. So I don't know. It's like I said, only by this chip and then doing a little research online and comparing pictures that I kind of figure out what I think this card is. But yeah, it's just kind of a standard CGA card, as far as I can know. Early as well, since the later ones, like the ATI CJ Wonders, would have been much shorter cards. But yeah, this is a big guy here. Okay, so here's the other card, the memory card. I didn't take it out all the way just because it has this little, well, I guess I could detach this, but I just didn't feel like detaching it on the back here. I believe that's a serial connector right there. But yeah, I have no idea how much memory is on this guy. This is another example of a card that I can't figure out exactly which card it is. It just looks like a multi-function card. It looks like it has memory. There's a barrel battery on here, probably for like real-time clock. There's a parallel port, serial port connector here. So this is kind of like one of those all-in-one multi-cards. AST put out a couple cards like this. I believe so did Intel. But I don't know who makes this card. I can't find anything to identify it. There's this here with the serial number. I tried to punch those in, but I didn't get anything. So if anyone knows exactly the make and model of this card, let me know. The other ones in here are completely just kind of boring, nothing interesting. We've got that network card. This is the hard drive controller card. And then right here is the floppy drive controller card. And I can see a little bit more of the board. Nothing I can find to identify it. So yeah, this is the memory. Although I'm not sure if this is a full 640K. It could be less. I'm seeing some markings here that say like 64K/128. So I don't know. There's 256 marked here. So I don't even know if this board supports a full 640K on it. It looks like a pretty early sort of IBM clone type motherboard, but I just want to see if it boots up or if we're going to get smoke. I don't know. I find that exciting. So I'm going to put this guy back in. Okay, so I now have the computer hooked up with a Tandy CGA monitor connected to that CGA card on the back. So hopefully, well, we're going to test it here, and now hopefully this time we will get some kind of image on the screen. I've connected it right here to my Showtronics keyboard. It's a PC keyboard, so it should work with this setup. So I'm going to turn off the light, and then I'm going to hit power, and then we'll see if we get anything. Excuse the mess behind. Usually I clear the bed off a little bit, but I needed to move some things on it, and there's a bunch of covers back there where the doggos are resting. I don't really want to disturb them too much right now, so. Don't see anything yet. That's not a great sign. I don't see anything. I mean, this monitor is, it shouldn't be like a brightness issue. So that's unfortunate. Okay, so I was messing around with the monitor and stuff, and I'm still not getting anything, but I don't think it's actually the monitor. And I'm going to say that because I'm not getting any kind of activity lights from these floppy drives. Like the system isn't searching or seeing them. I'm not getting any activity from the hard drive, although it is spinning up. I just don't see any activity anywhere. I mean, the monitor briefly flashes when the computer gets power, but other than that, nothing. So that's unfortunate. I don't know. I don't know if it's actually the computer. It might just be like maybe some of the cards are bad, or maybe like some of the switches on the computer. I don't know what the state of this computer is. It seems like it was maybe just sitting in a garage for the last 30 years. I don't know for sure. So it could be any number of things. I was just kind of hoping it was an easy plug and play situation, but obviously it's going to take some more digging. So you could hear this setup is pretty loud. Even if I disconnect the power to the hard drive, which is definitely spinning here, even the power supply is kind of noisy, but I'm not getting any kind of activity lights down here at all, so it doesn't seem like anything's really going on here. Okay, so here we have the board. I removed all the expansion cards. There's our NEC V20. The thing is, some of these, like, so this guy right here, I mean, you can't get those screws with like a full-length screwdriver. It's not too big of a problem. You have to get the little ones, but it looks like it's screwed on this side too, which means you have to remove these. But I only see one thing of screws here, which is awkward because I don't even know, like, I I guess I can unscrew them like from an angle, because you can't go, because this thing is too high. Of course, this isn't screwed in from this side, so it's just kind of not in there very solidly. And then I don't even know if the drive below it seems to be in place, but it doesn't. I can't find any screws anywhere. So this is going to be interesting. Okay, here we are with everything removed. I guess I should have checked right away. There were 4 screws on the bottom of this case. Assembly bay pulls up and out. So I was able to get everything out. I found our speaker. I mean, it's a real speaker, but it's actually quite small for this kind of era. Usually they're a little bit bigger than this. It was just kind of free floating around. It looks like it had some kind of adhesive. And there's a little adhesive. I can't imagine it being here, though, where the drive bays go. That would be an odd place to mount it. So I'm not sure where that was originally. Maybe they did have it just kind of free floating. I don't know, kind of weird. This is a very small board. And I also realized another thing. There are 8 8-bit ISA slots, not 5. 5 was, I think, the original IBM 5150 sort of standard. So this might be more of like an XT class machine, since it does have a full 8-bit ISA slots. So again, it's more akin to maybe an XT machine. A very small board. Again, I'm not really sure. There's ROM chips. It looks like these might be more memory chips. Again, right here we see 64K, 128K, and then down here is 256K. This might be a max 256K memory, and then that might have been why we had the memory board right there that was installed, adding more memory. So I don't know. I can't get this thing to do anything at the moment. But we did remove our 135 watt power supply that I think is going to go into my IBM AT. I'll put in the other power supply. Maybe even I have some extra full height drives I might throw in there. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully I can get this thing running, but we will see. Okay, back for another day of testing with the mystery 808 XT PC, well, or NEC V20 PC. So we have the new weaker power supply installed. I also took out the hard drive. I put in one full height floppy drive, and I left one of the half heights, and then I just put a blank up here. So it's now a 2-disc floppy disk drive system. These are both 360K drives. I also want to swap out the video card. I do have a IBM, like an extra IBM CGA card. So we'll see. Maybe there's something wrong with the video card. But I don't know, though, because the floppy drives aren't seeking, so I don't know. I also have a feeling that it could be, there's only one switch block on this motherboard, and it could be just something isn't set correctly, but I have no idea what the manufacturer model type of this motherboard is. I couldn't really find any clear markings. There was that sticker right there, right down there, and it does have a number on it and then some numbers, but a lot of the numbers are really like faded. So I don't know, but we'll install these new cards and we'll see if we get any kind of result. Alright, and when you look at that, I just installed, I left the same floppy drive controller, but I installed the IBM CGA card, and it counted up to 640K of RAM, and then we got to the computer basic screen here. So that's good. I'm gonna, just to test, I'm gonna reinsert the other CGA card, what I suspect is a CGA card, and try it again, and make perfectly sure that it's the CGA card, the video card, that was the issue. Alright, I reinserted the original CGA card, and now when I power up, it is working. And there you see XT compatible. It goes up to 640. Sorry, the focus. I do get a keyboard error, which makes sense because I haven't attached a keyboard. And then it seeks over there, and then that light stays on, and then it eventually goes into basic. Okay, yeah, and then the light went out. So okay, it wasn't the video card. So the only major thing that's changed is I removed the hard drive controller and the hard drive. So I'm wondering if just that was gumming things up somehow. Maybe the hard drive controller was bad, and it was just locking things up. I guess I could try reinstalling everything, but then I have to like swap power supplies again, and I'm thinking about seeing if I could swap the innards of that power supply into my IBM 51, well, my IBM AT, so I can have a working power supply for that AT. So I'm leaving that on the side for now, but yeah, that's interesting. Okay, I'm really curious what's on that hard drive, if anything, if the hard drive even still works, and I'm sure I've saved that, I put it aside, I will get to that. Eventually, it doesn't have to be in this computer that I check out that hard drive. I mean, I'm glad we're getting something here now. I'm going to test to see if I can put a floppy in and boot from it. Okay, so far so good. I put in a DOS 3.2 disk here. Actually, I was wrong before. I was mixed up. This is drive A. The big full height drive is B. It did boot into DOS from the disk, and then I just put like Norton Utilities disk in drive B just to test it, and I did a dir command, and it seems to be reading it. So that's good. It looks like we have a functional system now. I still got to run some more tests on it and stuff, but yeah, I mean, it's more or less running, so that is a big plus. Alright, so I just threw in like a random floppy I have in this pile. And this one seems to be, you know, homemade. It has a number of games. We got Stargate, Castle, I think that's Star Trek, Kong? I don't know. I wonder what Kong is. I'm curious. Yeah, the screen. Okay. The screen. David's Kong. The screen was blue because I was just running Norton's utility. And when you exit out of that, it keeps the screen blue for whatever reason. Okay, press any key to continue. I have no idea what this is, by the way. It looks like a kid's game. The object of the game is to avoid the oil barrels and fireballs and rescue the lady. Okay, so it kind of also seems like a ripoff of Donkey Kong, just from what I'm seeing here. I am not using a joystick, no. Move by using the cursor control keys and jump by using the F1 key. Okay, this is going to be awkward from my position here. Enter the number 1 fast to 5 slow. I don't know, what, 3? It's kind of in the middle. Yeah, this is, wow. So this is like a, yeah, okay, this is a Donkey Kong ripoff. You have to like hit or hold down the key. It's very interesting because there's not really any animation on Donkey Kong or David Kong. Oh, we got some sound. Yeah, I'll try again. I don't know. Let's go with the fastest. Ooh, see what that NEC V20 can do. Okay. I'm gonna die here, I'm sure. Yeah. Okay. So this is an interesting Donkey Kong rip. What? David's Kong. Okay. So let's just explore the other games on this disc. No, I do not want to play again. Invalid. Okay. Okay. Are we locked? Are we stuck? I think I'm stuck. Here, what happens if I try to escape? Ah, insert a disk with command. Okay. Oh, it wants to. It's not in memory. It wants me to put the DOS disk in, I think. Okay, hold on. All right, so let's see what Stargate is. I am curious. Do you have a joystick connected? No. Stargate, public domain by Atari. Okay. Press space to continue. Okay, so this looks like a space shooter of some sort. A is up, Z is down. Okay. Is there a fire button? Fire. Laser is the space bar. Two-player. How do I start? Reveal secrets? Okay. I don't know how to start. Press, okay, G to play the game, got it. Let's, okay. Oh, it's just like, scramble, or not, Defender. It's like Defender. Except, that's the bomb. I don't remember how to go, there we go, there we go. Okay, this is Defender, basically. Alright. I mean, it's not bad. It it actually runs pretty well. Maybe a little bit fast. Can I quit? You have... Okay. I wonder if it will... Let me out. Scroll lock is quit. Okay. Okay, I might be locked into it. Okay, but that's Stargate. Alright, for the final game here, let's try Star Trek. I know we still have Castle on there. I do not believe it's Castle Wolfenstein. I think it's just another sort of adventure type clone called Castle. Let's see what Star Trek is. Oh. Commander of the USS Enterprise. It is your mission to destroy the Klingon. It is your mission to destroy the Klingon, all capitals, forces established in violation of treaties in your galaxy. You must destroy 28 Klingons in 59 star dates. Wait, is star dates a measure of time, not like navigational points? With 5 star bases. Captain's name. Captain Ron. That's an invalid command. I wonder. Okay. Oh, it wasn't a name you were supposed to put in. I guess it was something else. Looks like you have 5 is phasers, 4 photons. Something tells me that. Well, I don't know. I was gonna say something tells me this isn't officially licensed, but maybe it is. Move to, let's see here. Okay, I think that's us. So let's move to 2. Warp, I don't know, 5. Okay, something happened. Let's just, I don't know, shoot our phasers. Oh, no, that's an invalid command. 3. Can we... Is that F3? Wait, hold on. Wow, that's obnoxious. Okay, so this is Star Trek. A Star Trek game running on this computer. Alright, so that is my kind of random find... random computer find video. I know this isn't one of my longer videos. I usually have a long video format. I haven't gone into editing yet, but I'm guessing this video is pretty short. That's because I don't really have a lot to say. I mean, the case of this machine is really cool. I've never seen a case like that before. It's cool to see like an 8088, you know, PCXT class machine that it seems like someone just kind of put together. It's not an OEM build. But other than that, there weren't any really like special like cards in it that I could test out with you guys. So I don't know, I really don't have too much else to say about this machine. It's really cool. Like I said, if I ever check out that hard drive that I took out and see what's on it, I'll be sure to update you guys. It's kind of a weird setup now with the full height floppy drive and the half height floppy drive, but it just wasn't working with that hard drive controller in there. My plans for this, I'm actually going to pass this off to a friend. He's a local collector, retro computer enthusiast, I guess if you want to call us. So I'm going to pass this off to him because I think he needs like a PCXT type machine in his collection. So I don't know what he's going to do with it. I think he said he might put in like a IDEXT, like a CF card in there. I don't think he'd have to put in the stronger PSU if he does that. That PSU that I took out of it was like 135 watts. I'm hopefully maybe I can find a way to take the guts in there and put it into the messed up IBM AT PSU case I have, so I can fit it in there. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you know anything about the motherboard in this machine, let me know, because I couldn't find the maker or model or anything for it, and I'm curious. But yeah, I'll see you in the next video, and thanks for watching.